Hello, this is Chandra from Astroguide Mysore. I have finished the placement of moon in different houses from the ascendant, and as I have done for the sun, I will be giving you the remedial measures, the scientific remedial measures for moon. In the next class, I will be giving you the charity which can be done for moon and the traditional remedial measures if it really works, because there are some remedial measures which have been, which are outdated now. As per our earlier traditions, it was followed. But anyway, let us not talk about it. We'll now do what we are going to think about and solve today. The points are many because moon controls our emotions, our thought process, our imagination, our creativity, our fear, our intimidations, our apprehensions, our discretionary power. Though most of the planets control our discretionary power, but the areas they control will differ, and particularly moon controls our discretionary power in the emotional level. That is, there are many relationships which wherein we have to take a decision as to go ahead or leave it. So all these things come under moon. Mother comes under moon, milk comes under moon, agricultural produce comes under moon, food comes under moon, teeth, the bones comes under sun, but the bone marrow which comes under Mars is totally controlled by moon. The water system in our body, the whole of what we call as the plumbing systems, the water in our body, we all know that the major part of the human body is filled by liquids. The major is water, and without that our balance goes off. So we go through the difficulty of one of the humors which is called as the phlegm or the kapha. So when the kapha is down also, it's very dangerous. We get into a lot of difficulties in diseases. When the kapha is very high, then also, that is, the phlegm is high, we get into diseases. So there are the three humors, that is the vata, pitta and the kapha. The kapha is totally controlled by moon. Very less part is given to Jupiter and Rahu, but the major part, let's take 90 to 95% of the kapha, that is the water content in our body, the fluid content in our body, the body space, the cavity which is filled, all that is controlled by moon, and hence the smallest of the variations in health, the first thing which is affected is our digestive system and our emotional, the way we think and our emotional level, the stability. Both are affected. The mood swings very fast depending on how we think. So, let us go into the remedial measures, scientific remedial measures for mood. I have made some points wherein the first most important point is fickle mindedness. For each and everything, I will be giving you only scientific remedies. I am not going to give you any traditional remedies or mantra, japa and all those things which are not to be included in this. I will be including it into the traditional remedial measures and charity later on. So, fickle mindedness. Here, the fear, the phobia, OCD, all these things come into it, and the fickle mindedness is one thing which is actually seen when a person is asked to take a decision. He is not able to take it. And why? Because he has inbuilt or underneath his regular thinking, he has these support systems which are weak. The support system is like the phobia. Like for example, if a person has gone through bad experiences in childhood, the same person would not be happy when he is in the teenage or in the regular age of marriage to go through the same things. He will feel bad. He would want to avoid it. Like for example, if some trauma is associated with sound, the psychological study has shown that whenever the person encounters the same types of sounds, he goes through trauma. See, the trauma was associated with the sound. Now, in the reverse case, the sound is giving you trauma. So that means the mind is to be trained. So, to train the mind, the best thing for this particular aspect of mind to be under control is meditation. No other thing can do the good. The best is meditation. The second thing is the psychological problems, like I told you, that belief systems. This trauma or whatever happened in the earlier case was not depending on the belief system. Trauma happens. It is not to happen, but it's an accident. Something happens, the child or an adult will go through, he'll see something or hear something which goes through a big shock in the mind or the heart, it goes through a big shock. And for that, self-suggestive therapy, the best thing is auto-suggestive therapy, which we call as EST, is the best thing is meditation, dhyan. So dhyan, we should be done in the mornings or in the evenings, even before sleeping. Why? Because it is for moon, you do the meditation and you will get good sleep. So the second thing is the psychological problems, what a person has, the belief problems, like this is good, this is bad, if I do this, something else is going to happen, let me keep my fingers crossed. All these things children also nowadays do, that when they talk something, they'll tell, we touch wood. Why should you touch wood, man? I don't know why a person has to go and touch wood and tell, oh, everything is fine, touch wood. That means if he doesn't touch wood, everything fine will become bad. These are, psychological myth or taboos or so many things associated with, superstitions associated with the daily life. If somebody tells that, oh, you did this, you touched it once, you touched it twice. What is that you do once or do twice or something? I don't know where the count has come from. All these superstitions and beliefs are there inside a person, and this thing has to be sorted out only with counseling. This cannot be taken out. Like, for example, fear of cockroaches, fear of insects, fear of all these types of critters, fear of lizards. People have a lot of fear of seeing snakes. People don't get sleep for months together, even if they even see a snake in the TV. Forget about seeing the snake live. So to bring out all these issues out of them and then instill confidence into them, then we have to do counseling. Counseling is also useful along with medication. Now it is to a higher level when people go through dementia, people go through amnesia, people go through bipolarity problems, then they go through schizophrenia, or they go through Parkinson's. These are all tougher problems which actually comes under moon. So when moon is associated with some other planet in the 6th house or some 8th house or the 12th house, the people go through medication, and all this is for the mind, the thought process, the mental level. So bipolarity is one thing which is affecting people nowadays a lot. Split personality is huge because they want to escape abuse, they want to escape all these types of harassment which they are going through on a daily basis, let's say in the office or at home. They want to escape that, so they change their focus and create their own small, time or space where they actually are very different. So I have seen people who are very timid and very soft in the office, very violent at home, and they control, violently control their family. And why this is happening? Because they are violently controlled or abused at their office space. This is a very big thing. Actually, a huge research has to be done into this particular area as to how to go ahead and, we don't have thumb rules to do this. There is nothing like you take these pills for 10 days and your phobia is gone and your violence will be gone, your husband will be fine at home. Nothing like that. You don't get prescriptions like that. So what actually a psychiatrist or a psychologist will do is first they will subject the person into counseling for number of rounds. Then slowly, once they see that the patient or the person is okay listening to them, then they subject them to minor medications, psychological psychiatric medications, where the behavior can be trained, and slowly again the medicine will be tapered down and it will be eliminated. So this is very important because psychological problems are like, towering today's world. People are going through, maximum harassment, and there is very less satisfaction every day. So the happiness and satisfaction quotient has fallen down. So that is why we can see too much of chaos. Even a small honk, a person cannot take it, because if somebody is there behind, he is impatient. This person is also impatient. A simple honk to leave way, and this person will start shouting. So this temperamental behavior has to go down, and confidence has to build up that we can live life normal, and that can be done by doctor's advice and counseling. And diseases, when we come to diseases which are actually coming out of moon and which are troubling us, like for example repetitive urinary tract infections. This is a very prominently seen in women, and it is not because that they go to the loo somewhere where it is not protected or something like that. It's not that they have not taken good sanitary practices. It's not like that. There is a practice in women that they drink less water when they are traveling. They drink less water when they are in office, and it has been inculcated into them that they should not use the loo there or here. It should be clean. So if continuously this has been told, what has happened in these type of people is that they start drinking less water. So they don't drink lot of water in the evenings or the night also, because they have to get up from bed, and abrupt sleep, they have to go to the loo. So going to the loo itself has become a big pain for them. So please don't take this like this, because future, women are suffering. I have seen middle-aged women, they are suffering from extreme difficulties with regard to urinary tract infections. So please drink water. Please drink ample amount of water, whether in your office or when you are at school, college, wherever you are. Please use the loo, nothing wrong. Using the loo doesn't give you much of urinary tract infection. The other way around, drinking less water will give you difficulties to the highest level, and then it might become serious also. So, drinking water, moon, water. Think about it. If you want to be relieved of urinary tract infections, drink good water adequately, not too much also. Once again, it will lead to other problems of the kidney. So, eye problems, teeth disorders, and pain, these things have to be addressed by doctors, medication, and Ayurveda. Ayurveda is the best thing for teeth disorders and eye disorders, because you can actually strengthen your eye and lessen the difficulties. It might be, you can postpone them, so you don't have to go for operations and surgeries unnecessarily. Calcium deficiency is the one which actually causes the the teeth disorder, and people think, once again a myth, that drinking milk you will get calcium. I don't know where on earth people have got this very big myth that cow's milk has to be taken throughout life. Who has told us human beings should be drinking any other animal's milk? The mother's milk for the first 1.5 years is more than enough. You do not have to drink that at all. But this myth is so deeply rooted in our social system, in our family system, that without the milk vendor coming to our house, are we going and bringing 2 liters of milk or 3 liters of milk per day? the household doesn't even start. This is a big myth. Please stop drinking cow's milk. It's not required. If anybody is against it and if they are against me, you can lodge a case on me also, not a problem. But why do you drink cow's milk? I don't know. If anybody can scientifically prove that calcium can be available only in cow's milk, funniest thing it is. Calcium is available in millets in a very high level, and the absorption level of that calcium which is available in particularly in the finger millet is very good. I'll give you an example. Rice and wheat, you get around 30 milligrams per 100 grams of consumption. 30 milligrams. And if you consume, let us say, popcorn powder of, not popcorn, popped finger millet, that is ragi. In South India we call it ragi. It's the reddish brown one, which is very tasty. And if you take the popped powder of that ragi, 1 spoon a day in the morning and 1 spoon in the evening with hot water or warm water, mix it. You can add whatever seasoning you want. You add jaggery, you add anything, and drink it, or make sweets out of it. Make sweets out of it like laddus. That gives you 100 grams of ragi will give you more than a day's requirement. It gives you 330 milligrams of calcium per day. And I don't know from where the myth has come. Even, I'm not telling that we are all, I am exempted from this. Even in our house, we still are using milk, and we have reduced it to the minimum so that the children will drink. But still, that is also not required. That is what is my argument, that milk, other animals' milk is not required. When no animal is drinking, you can't see a zebra going to a cow and drinking milk. Or, in a rare cases, even leopards come and drink milk. Only one cow, one leopard, it might have happened. But that doesn't mean that's a rule. So the point is, what I'm trying to tell you is, the milk of an animal is required for its calf. That's it. Close. You don't go and drink a donkey's milk. You don't go and drink camel's milk. You don't go and drink tiger's milk. Like, Ayyappa Swami, the Shabarimala Ayyappa, they wanted to kill him. So they told that you go into the forest and drink a tiger's milk. So then only your mother will come out of her deathbed. So he went there, he sat on a tiger and came home. So that's a different story. It's a beautiful, mythical story, very nice, excellent epic of the Shabarimala Ayyappa. People believe in Ayyappa's healing qualities, and that's a great thing. Let us keep it aside. And that beautiful story is excellently written in the Puranas, and people can read it online. Shabarimala Ayyappa story is very nice. But why I have taken it is because of this milk. Why should anybody drink any other animal's milk is a big question mark, and that is a roaring business, and one of the major poisons for a human being is milk. Consumption of milk is a very big, I'll tell you, business. And that business, nobody wants to let it go off, and they have made us all addict in drinking milk. So if anybody has a comment on this, who can scientifically prove why milk is required, they are welcome. I don't want some humbug debate on this. I want a scientific debate on it, because I have scientific support to tell that milk is not required. We can get proteins, minerals and everything from vegetables and beans. We don't want milk to be a support of our dietary system. So, calcium deficiency, take millets. You take sprouts, millets, calcium is more than enough. That's more than enough. You take tofu, fantastic calcium you get from that. You get very good proteins and fat from that, very good minerals from that. Soya bean tofu is fantastic. So, the last but the most important is alcohol consumption and being liberal in taking drugs. Drugs in the sense that not you don't suddenly don't go into marijuana, heroin, and all these big things. No, regular drug consumption. These regular drugs which are readily available on the counter. Headache, pop in a drug. You have leg pain, pop in a drug. You are not getting sleep, pop in. It's not sweet or some savory that you keep popping in drugs. This becomes an addiction. You get a habit of popping in drugs. So once again, this has to come down. Then we need to practice sattvic, holistic living by practicing yoga and pranayama. There is no other way we can come out of it. The last one, what I told you, is alcoholic habit of getting addicted to alcohol. Very dangerous. The major part of organs of our body, the major organs, the liver and the kidney, apart from the brain, which will surely get damaged if you keep continuously drinking alcohol. The memory retention will go, the thinking ability will die, and the imaginative ability will die. Only for the first few days you feel that whenever you took that drug, when you took that first or second peg, you felt that I got beautiful ideas. That's it. And after that you will get all nightmares. So don't drink. Drinking is one thing which once again the whole country has fallen prey to. We are not able to abolish this thing from India. We are not able to abolish this thing from the whole world. This is not food. Drinking alcohol is not food consumption. It is not required for society at any level. So, drinking alcohol, chewing tobacco, smoking, these are not food. If we are trying to run the whole world from this economy, that means we have got addicted. We are now drowned. We are not neck deep. We are fully drowned. We are gone. So please, when the buying stops, the growing stops, that is the tobacco fields will become good fields which actually can grow good corn and food, thousands and thousands and lakhs of acres around the world grow hashish, ganja, marijuana, opium. These are not to be grown. This is not food item. This is not like you are eating cereals, pulses, fruits. Please do not consume. Once you stop buying, the act itself will stop. That is, the growing will stop. Then they will grow something what you need. So the demand makes the person grow. So don't tell that the person who is having a liquor shop is bad. The person who is using it is giving him an opportunity to make business. That's it. You stop buying, he will close down. You start eating good food, he will open a restaurant. Simple. So if you stop buying using silk clothing, why do you use silk? Once again, moon, white, silk, you will get the papa karma, that is your prarabdha will scale up. How many thousands of silkworms have to be boiled, killed? Just imagine it. I am telling you very rudely. It has to be boiled and killed. The worm inside will just get steamed and died. It will die, and then you will take the yarn out of that silk and then you wear the sari or wear the dress. How inhuman it is to wear something out of a cocoon after killing an animal. Thousands, I'll tell you, nearly 5 to 10,000 silkworms have to die to make one silk shirt or a dhoti or a sari. Even sari needs more, saris need more. Please come out of this. If you want to come out of the papa, that is the karma associated with moon, stop drinking milk, go to the alternate, start practicing. Stop using milk. So that means all products of milk is stopped. Even ghee, it's not required. You can substantiate with it with many other things. So stop drinking animal food, stop taking animal milk, stop using all types of alcohols, and fully stop silk. If silk growers are against me, but I am on the other way around telling that why should you do harm animals? It's also an animal. An insect is an animal. If people think that animals are only four-legged creatures walking, grazing, I'm sorry. Insecta, the family comes under the kingdom of animals. So we are giving torture to animals. Please do not give torture to animals anymore. You don't have to tie a cow and milk it and only then live on its milk. It is torture. We have done it. I have done it. I have drunk a lot of milk. So we have to come out of this karma. Me myself, I am trying to come out of it. Paschatap. Paschatap means we need to relieve ourselves from this prarabdha. Only then moon will not trouble us in our horoscope. If moon should not trouble us, we need to do all these tough things. So scientifically, I am trying to prove that this is a remedial measure for moon. Thank you very much for today's class.